We're borderline crazy here. Hi Friendos! Trisha Maria here. The plants and I are super excited to have you here. If you're new here, hello, welcome. Where have you been? On my channel, we do workouts, talk about fitness, talk about crazy like health things. I wanted to talk about 5 weird biohacking, I guess, phenomenons or ideas. This is a collaboration video. The other 5 are going to be with Cassandra P, so you can check out her channel. She does lots of unboxing, she does lifestyle, she does fitness as well. Super cool. I invite you to go check her out. There are some concepts of biohacking that I think are great, and then there are other concepts that I think are a little crazy, a little nuts.
Merriam-Webster defines biohacking as biological experimentation as by gene editing or the use of drugs or implants done to improve the qualities or capabilities of living organisms, especially by individuals and groups working outside a traditional medical or scientific research environment. Oxford Dictionary defines it as the activity of exploiting genetic material experimentally without regard to accepted ethical standards or for criminal purposes.
That's interesting because everything that I have read and researched points to new and burgeoning concepts of biohacking that are more ethical and backed by research, but it's a way of making science more accessible. Which means do-it-yourself biology. And just an FYI, my computer's down here, so that's why I keep looking down, by the way. DIY biology, or do-it-yourself biology, is known as a movement that fosters open access to resources, permitting modern molecular biology and synthetic biology, among others. It promises, in particular, to be a source of cheaper and simpler solutions for environmental monitoring, personal diagnostics, and the use of biomaterials. Challenge the limits of what we thought were possible with biotechnologies in the hands of junior and amateur. You don't want to go to the kid next door who's a biohacker, has no degrees whatsoever, doesn't really understand the human biology. Maybe they're just another me who likes to read a lot and think that they are able to biohack their body. So a con is it opens up access to the use of biotechnology outside of traditional institutions, and it presents its own challenge for safety and security.
CRISPR is a gene editing technology that Josiah Zayner uses for his company called The Odin. Josiah is famous for his DIY bio stunts, and at a conference in San Francisco, he injected himself with CRISPR, stating, "This will modify my genetic muscles to become bigger." The FDA issued warnings the very next month, and Germany restricted imports on CRISPR kits from The Odin.
But at the same time, there are lots of really cool projects that they have going on, like the creation of engineered bacteria that can sense arsenic in water or target and destroy specific tumor cells in your body. In times where there's urgency for better and especially cheaper biotechnology, that's very, very attractive. I think one of the big reasons why people are looking to do-it-yourself biology as a savior of sorts is because it's aiming to serve the little guy.
The current premise of DIY biology is not particularly relying on the cutting-edge nature of its projects, but rather on the scientific protocols that are being rewritten to become cheaper to perform, and on the scientific equipment that is re-engineered in order to make them more open source and easier to assemble, as well as cheaper to buy. DIY projects in biology prove that cheaper medical diagnostics can be made with local and easily to procure components, and that's important for developing countries.
Biohacking your age, changing your biological clock.
It may or may not surprise you to know that the anti-aging market is positioned to reach $271 billion by 2024. An interesting phenomenon are NAD precursors.
NAD, what does that stand for? It stands for
Recently, nicotinamide riboside, or even more recently, nicotinamide mononucleotide, have been introduced as supplements over the past 4 years. Many in the longevity community are self-experimenting with these molecules to boost their NAD levels. NAD includes NAD and NADH, and it's a molecule that supports cellular function in a number of important ways, including keeping your DNA healthy, converting food into usable energy, as well as regulating our sleep and wake cycles.
The absorption and effectiveness of nicotinamide mononucleotide in humans is still hotly contested. The NAD system, like most things in biology, is way more complex than just inserting a chemical and hoping that it absorbs into a cell. It's way more intricate than that, but that's the concept.
Another anti-aging phenomenon circles around telomeres. In 1990, researchers at McMaster University in Ontario, Canada, announced the revelation that DNA content of telomeres decreases as the body hosting the telomeres ages. Dave Asprey, founder of Bulletproof and author of Superhuman, also seen as the father of biohacking, says protecting telomeres through multiple ways will allow you to live forever, so to speak. One way to do this is to mitigate stress, stay active, stay away from pollution, and so on. Dave also encourages boosting NAD levels in order to protect your telomeres.
Biohacking your cognition. So it's no lie, you've got one brain, and that one brain is all you're going to have for the rest of your life.
The brain is an important organ that controls thought, memory, emotion, touch, vision, breathing, temperature, hunger, and every process that regulates our body. In her book, Biohack Your Brain, Kristen Willeumier walks the reader through real-world methods to hack your brain by making simple and easy modifications to your lifestyle, combining clinical experience with revolutionary science. She details how biohacking your brain can boost your cognitive performance. I have 3 to walk you through.
There are 3 ways that you can biohack your brain. You can grow new brain cells, and that's neurogenesis. That can be done with increasing exercise, increasing healthier foods in your diet, increasing your sleep regimen, and there's a whole other series of concepts that she has behind that. As blood flow is something that your brain depends on in order to be healthy and be functioning, highly functioning. Blood flow is very important for your brain because that's how the brain gets glucose. Glucose is the type of sugar that your brain functions on, and your brain needs that in order to think clearly, have general cognition. So calming your sympathetic nervous system, and this is done by limiting stressors, okay? Stress, to a certain extent, is good for your body, but stress all the time, every single day, is not, okay? I think that makes sense. I don't think I have to explain why stress every single day, all the time, is not good for you. That's just a fact. Limiting things like EMFs, your screen time, phone, your computer, YouTube, just kidding. Watch all my videos and then stop, okay? No, I'm just kidding. Definitely limiting your EMFs, limiting how much time you're working versus how much time you're living is a great way to decrease it. That's how you biohack your brain. There's so much more to that. I think biohacking your brain is a concept that is plausible. Number 4 is very interesting. Grinders. And no, I'm not talking about the dating app. Okay? Grinders are interesting, I will just say. The idea is that you optimize your body with gadgets.
There is a subculture in biohacking called grinder, and they see every part of the human body as hackable. They aim to become cyborgs by optimizing their bodies with a combination of gadgets, chemical injections, implants, and anything else that they can put in their body to make it work the way that they would like it to. Here are a few interesting projects.
Dermal biosensor tattoos, a new frontier in health monitoring. So this is a very cool concept. The University of Munich developed a biosensor ink that can be applied to the skin as a tattoo. The colorimetric formulation is injected into the skin in an artistic design instead of tattoo ink and will vary in color if certain blood biomarkers change, which is super cool. I think having that to tell you, hey, something like the pH level of your blood has changed would be very helpful. Another concept that is, but I understand the merit of it, I see where it's coming from, is RFIDs or NFC implants, taking chipping to another level. So they've got these chips in their hands or something like that, which is, I understand, I get it. I think for, say, able-bodied people, maybe it doesn't make as much sense.
Technology like that of what grinders like to use is useful for able-bodied people, but it has the potential to positively alter a person living with a disability's life. For those who struggle with dexterity, something like installing an RFID-powered lock could allow for ease of access to their home. Or another awesome example of this is Neil Harbison, who was born with a rare blindness that only allowed him to see the world in grayscale. He had an electronic antenna installed in order to hear color.
Taking cellular processes and making them more efficient.
Scientists metabolically engineered a tomato enriched in the Parkinson's disease drug L-DOPA. This has the potential to become a new, affordable source of one of the world's essential medicines. The development of the genetically modified GM tomato means easier access to pharmaceuticals and medicine for developing nations, where access to such things is restricted. This means breakthroughs in multiple areas for development of other types of medicines. This could help us solve or cure for other diseases.
So if we can do that, then I think it's a great stepping stone to utilizing plants or the environment, essentially, to develop medicines for diseases that we have no clue how to treat. Provides another realm of things that are possible, and I think that's super cool to think about. So those are the 5 concepts of biohacking that I researched. I really enjoyed looking into this. Some of it was crazy, some of it was a lot of fun. I learned so much. I'm going to link all of my resources below. I encourage you to go read more about this. But that's it for today's video. Please make sure on your way out the door to leave me a like. Please make sure to leave a comment. And please make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as well so that you never miss another video with the plants and I. All right, everybody, have a very cool day. Bye-bye.